Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today because we have some very exciting General Hospital news to talk about, and it's definitely worth the wait. You know, I've been watching General Hospital for more years than I care to admit, and let me tell you, these writers still know how to get my heart racing. The latest news about Valentin Cassadine has me sitting on the edge of my recliner with a big grin on my face. I'm telling you folks, Valentin, played by that talented James Patrick Stewart, is up to something big. He's trying to figure out how to shut down the last deadly prototype that old Cesar Faison left behind. That thing is supposed to be some kind of cold fusion weapon. Sounds scary as all get out, doesn't it? Faison was one twisted fella, and now his final gift to the world is still out there causing trouble. What really gets me is that mysterious black box with the Cassadine family crest on it. Back in 2018, Jason Morgan and Spinelli were poking around a bank vault in Switzerland when they found it. Spinelli warned Jason not to open it or they could be done for. Only one special person is supposed to be able to open that box safely. Now here we are, years later, and it looks like Valentin might be the one who finally cracks the puzzle. I've got to say, I'm really pulling for Valentin on this one. He's come a long way, and there's something about a man trying to clean up his family's dark messes that just feels right. But Lord, I hope he knows what he's doing. That box has danger written all over it. One wrong move, and, well, you know how these stories go on General Hospital. Things can turn on a dime. I'm dying to see if he can actually turn that weapon off for good. After everything the Cassadines have put Port Charles through over the years, it would be real satisfying to watch Valentin put an end to Faison's madness once and for all. What do you think, friends? Is Valentin finally going to be the hero in the story? Or is that box going to open up a whole new can of worms? I'll be right here watching every single day, coffee in hand, cheering him on. You know, the deeper this story goes, the more it feels like one of those tangled family legacies that just keeps coming back around, no matter how hard you try to leave it behind. I remember when they first brought up that black box on General Hospital, it gave me goosebumps, even back then. Spinelli was so serious about it, he warned everyone that if the wrong person tried to open it, the whole thing would destroy itself. No second chances. He even wondered out loud if that dangerous puzzle box had been made for Faison himself or for his son Henrik. That really stuck with me. It showed just how twisted and careful these dangerous people were. Not long after, Spinelli took that mysterious box straight to Robert Scorpio. Now, Robert's always been one of my favorite characters, tough as nails, but with a good heart underneath. He looked at it, knew right away it was serious trouble, and made sure it got sent over to the WSB for proper testing. Then on April 27th, Robert went directly to Valentin. I can just picture the scene. He pointed out that the crest on the box matched the tattoo on Valentin's own arm, and that it had come from Faison's personal belongings. He told Valentin it was called a puzzle box, and you could tell by the look on Valentin's face that he knew exactly what that meant. Robert explained the box was made with some kind of special alloy that couldn't be broken through and couldn't even be scanned. It was like it was built to keep its secrets no matter what. Valentin, being the smart and complicated man he is, suggested they should track down Helena Cassadine because she had actually worked closely with Faison in the past. He was honest and said he himself had never directly worked with Faison, though he admitted he had sold weapons here and there during his mercenary days. I like that he owned up to his past like that. It made him feel more real to me. And speaking of Faison's evil inventions, I still get a little scared thinking about the time young Charlotte Cassadine and Jake Weber almost played with that chimera virus weapon. They thought it was just part of some innocent magic trick. Thank the Lord Valentin knew exactly what it was and destroyed it before any real harm could come to those kids. That moment showed me he has a protective side, even with all his complicated history. But here's what's interesting. After all that excitement, the mysterious box kind of vanished from the story for a long time. It just disappeared like so many things do in Port Charles. Robert later told Valentin that the lab test proved the box had only been made within the last 6 months, which made the whole thing even stranger. He handed Valentin a photograph of it and left him to think about it. A few days after that, Robert sat down with Anna Devane and talked the situation over. Anna, sharp as ever, figured the box was most likely intended for Helena. Then on May 11th, Valentin opened up to Anna. He told her he remembered seeing a box just like this one once on Cassadine Island. He even offered to help dig up more information about it, but Anna turned him down. After that conversation, the whole thing went quiet again. The box was never brought up on the show for years, and Valentin never tried to open it back then. Maybe he was being cautious, maybe the timing wasn't right, or maybe he just wasn't ready to face whatever darkness was locked inside. But now, after all these years, it looks like Valentin is finally stepping up to deal with it. From what I'm hearing in the latest updates, he's working to solve that deadly puzzle and shut down Phason's last cold fusion weapon prototype once and for all. The one that poor Britt Westbourne had been forced to help finish. I've got to say, this long journey with the box really touches my heart. It reminds me that some ghosts from the past don't stay quiet forever. Sooner or later, you have to face them. I find myself rooting for Valentin more than I expected to. He's carried a lot of weight from the Cassidine name, and watching him try to clean up these old messes feels meaningful. At the same time, I'm nervous for him. That box sounds like pure danger, and one wrong move could open up a whole new world of trouble for everyone in Port Charles. Still, there's something hopeful about it too. Maybe this is his chance to finally put some old evil to rest and protect the people he loves. I talk about this storyline with my wife almost every night. She just smiles and says, "These Cassidine stories never end easy," but that's exactly why we keep watching. It feels like real life, complicated, messy, full of second chances, and sometimes you have to be brave enough to open old boxes and face what's inside. I'll be right here, watching every day, hoping Valentin gets it right this time. These are the kind of deep, long-running stories that make General Hospital so special to folks like us. It's not just entertainment, it feels like family. You know, the big question that's been rolling around in my head lately is this: can Valentin actually solve the puzzle inside that mysterious black box? After all these years, it sure looks like he might be the one who was meant to open it all along. I've got a strong feeling that box could hold the exact instructions needed to shut down Phason's final deadly project, that cold fusion weapon. Wouldn't that be something? One man finally putting an end to the last dangerous creation of a madman like Phazon. What makes me think this way is Valentin's own complicated past. Remember, he used to run pikemen for Jack Brennan, that shady arms-dealing outfit. Those two were mixed up in some pretty dangerous business. When Brennan was still director of the WSB and working alongside Valentin, a whole lot of weapons went missing from their storage. I can't help but wonder if Valentin somehow managed to get his hands on that puzzle box again during that time. It would make sense, wouldn't it? A man like him, always one step ahead, quietly taking back something that could be incredibly powerful or incredibly destructive. And let me tell you, this wouldn't be the first time Valentin stepped up to destroy one of Phason's evil inventions. I still remember how he stepped in and stopped the Chimera virus before it could hurt those poor kids. He knew exactly what he was dealing with. Now it seems like he's preparing to do the same thing with this cold fusion weapon. From what I've heard, he got real familiar with it back when he was at Steinmauer. That place left its mark on him, that's for sure. Jack Brennan tried real hard to squeeze information out of Valentin about all this before Valentin managed to escape. So I figure Valentin probably knows more than he's letting on, maybe even who took that weapon from the WSB in the first place. Could it have happened while Jack was locked up in Pentonville? There are so many layers to this story, it feels like peeling an onion that never ends. I've got mixed feelings about all this, if I'm being honest with you. Part of me is proud of Valentin for trying to clean up these old messes. He's not the same man he used to be, but another part of me is worried sick. Messing with something Phazon built is never simple. One wrong move, and that cold fusion weapon could cause more pain than any of us want to see in Port Charles. Still, I'm choosing to hold on to hope. I believe Valentin has a real chance to be the hero this time around. After carrying the heavy Cassidine name for so long, maybe this is how he finally makes things right, by destroying the last terrible thing Phazon left behind.